Good morning, students. Welcome to your math lesson. And today we are starting topic 3 in our Envision math workbook. So you'll need that, and you'll need a pencil to write with. And you're also going to need your hundreds chart, the one that I sent home with the beginning of the year supplies. This one's laminated, but yours is in a plastic slip. So leave that in the plastic slip and get your dry erase marker. You'll need something to erase with, and you'll also need your whiteboard. Okay, all right, let's get started. We are going to start with an introduction to the unit, and this unit, they call them topics, is about using strategies to add within 100, and that means that your total will not be larger than 100. Okay, and here's the big hundreds grid behind me that I will use to model today. And here's the I can statement, and the I can statement is on page 93 of your workbook. And I'm going to read it for you, and you can read along in your workbook. I can add within 100 using place value strategies and properties of operations. So what you know about place value, and remember, place value is your hundreds, tens, and ones. This is a place value chart. This is a visual chart that can help you. And properties of operations are, you already know one of them, and you probably know the second one too. There's 4, but we're just going to focus on 2. And the first one is the commutative property, and this property is your turnaround fact. And this means that what you add one way is equal to adding it the other way. And remember, this is your turnaround fact. So 2 plus 4 equals 6, but it also equals 4 plus 2. Okay, so both of these are equal. The add-ins are turned around. So that is your cumulative property. The second one is the associative property, and the associative property means your tens, you're splitting it up into your place value. It's your regrouping. So if you have 26, 26 is the same as 20 plus 6. Okay? And 20 plus 6 can also be 10 plus 10 plus 6. And 26 can also equal 10 plus 16. Okay, so that is your associative property, and this is your commutative property. These are fancy terms, but I just wanted to introduce them to you so you hear them, because you will be hearing them again in the future. Okay, if not in 2nd grade, then most likely in 3rd grade and beyond. Okay, so the commutative property is just like your turnaround fact, and the associative and bring it back when you're done with the solve and share. 32 plus 43. Please use your hundreds grid and get ready to explain. Right? Welcome back. And we have discussed the solve and share, and now we're going to the visual learning bridge. And in the visual learning bridge, there are 2 different ways you can add 2-digit numbers, and they use 54. That doesn't really look like a 4. 54 plus 18. Okay? And one way you can do it is you can add the tens first. And another way you can do it is you can add the ones first. So the important thing to know is when you have your hundred, are decreasing in value. So it's getting smaller. All right, so when you go this way, it's decreasing. The number is getting smaller. Okay? Oops. And when you go down, the number is getting larger. It is increasing. Okay, and that's important to know. All right, so I would find 54. And it's right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you go down the number grid, you are increasing in value. When you go a whole row, you are adding 10. Okay, and there's 110 in 18. So you add 110 and return sweep 7, 8. And you get to your answer at 72. And that's how you use the hundreds grid to add with the tens first. And it's important to remember that each row equals 10. Each row equals 10. So every time you go down one row, it doesn't matter which number you start on, 5 to 15 is increasing by 10. 2 to 12 has increased by 10. So each row, when you go down the number grid this way, increases by 10, no matter where you are on the number grid. When you go across, climbing up or climbing down. Climbing up is decreasing and climbing down the number grid is increasing, getting larger. Okay, going across is getting larger by ones and coming to the left is decreasing by ones. I'm wondering where I can write that. I think I could probably use the Post-it and put it. Oh, all of the Post-its are used. There we go. So if we go this way, we'll increase by 1 plus 1. Okay. All right, so the second way you can do it is you can add the ones first. And let's go ahead and get my eraser. Whoops. It's not very stable. The second way you can do it is add your ones first. So I don't know what my answer is yet, but I'm going to add my ones first. Okay, so I find the first number, 54, and I have 8 ones. So I'm going to add 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I'm going to add my tens. Now I could count 10 if I wanted to, or I could just go down the number grid one row and end up on 10. So now I added my ones first. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are trying to be more efficient, and we know that if we go down one row, it increases by 1 whole 10, no matter where you are on the number grid. Okay, so that's it for today's lesson. You are going to go ahead and do the guided practice. Have someone at home check the guided practice and maybe help you with it. And then when you get to independent practice, you're going to do that on your own. That's page 95. And then when you get to the assessment practice on page 96 right here, please take a picture of it and show me, upload it to this page in Seesaw. I also want you to choose one. And show me if you did the ones first. And then, oops, I went up too many. And then you did the tens. Or you can show me if you did the tens first, went down to 64, and then counted up 8 ones. All right, so I would like to see both in Seesaw. So one more time, take a picture of the assessment practice, pick one of the answers, and take another picture and show me how you did it on your whiteboard. So you might have 2 pages or 2 pictures. A picture on each page or 2 pictures on one page. Okay, all right, so that's it for today. Remember, we are using strategies to add within property and the associative property. Okay, and those are fancy terms, I know, but you'll get the hang of it and you'll hear them again. And you already know how to do one of them really well. You know the turnaround fact, and that's the commutative property. All right, we'll see you later in the day when you get back from recess.